The truth is this: most men are terrified of being alone, not because they're weak, but because silence forces you to face yourself. That's why so many men jump from relationship to relationship. They're running from the stillness, running from their own reflection. But the men who learn to embrace solitude, they experience a transformation most people never even get close to. When the noise fades, when the distractions disappear, you finally see your life clearly. You see who you are and who you can become. And that's why the longer a man stays single, the more powerful he becomes. Before we break this down, make sure to subscribe and drop a like. It helps this message reach the men who need it most. And stay until the end, because the last point is the most eye-opening. 1. You stop needing external validation. Most men live their entire lives chasing approval, trying to be liked, accepted, appreciated. But a man who spends enough time alone learns something rare. He does not need anyone's validation to feel complete. He doesn't wake up wondering who approves of him. He doesn't bend his personality to get attention. He stops performing for the world. And when a man no longer seeks validation, he naturally commands it. People notice when you stop trying to impress. People respect you when you stop asking for approval. This isn't arrogance. This is self-respect. A man who knows his worth becomes magnetic, not because he chases attention, but because he doesn't. 2. Your standards rise. When you step away from unhealthy relationships and distractions, your entire perspective shifts. You stop tolerating low effort. You stop entertaining drama. You stop accepting anything that lowers your peace. Your standards sharpen. Because you sharpen, you start demanding more from your environment, your goals, your friendships, and especially from the people you allow into your life. A man with high standards is rare, and rare always carries value. He doesn't settle. He doesn't chase. He doesn't compromise his values for temporary comfort. He chooses deliberately, not out of fear, not out of loneliness, but out of clarity. 3. Emotional strength replaces emotional neediness. When a man spends time alone, he gains emotional control most people never develop. He stops reacting out of fear or insecurity. He learns to pause. He learns to analyze. He learns to think before he responds. And that emotional discipline makes him unshakable. A man who controls himself cannot be manipulated. He cannot be dragged into chaos. He cannot be thrown off his path. Emotional strength turns a man into someone others respect, and what we see, not because he's cold, but because he's grounded. 4. You develop unstoppable focus. Once relationships and distractions are removed, something powerful happens. Your mind locks in. You stop wasting time on people who drain your energy. You stop giving attention to things that don't grow you. Your priorities become crystal clear. Your goals, your mission, your future, your discipline. Men who develop this level of focus rise faster than anyone else, not because they're better, but because they're less distracted. Focus is a superpower in a world built on distraction. 5 relationships become a choice, not a need, when you've built yourself, when your standards rise, when your emotional strength grows, when your focus becomes unbreakable. Something changes. You no longer need a relationship to feel complete. You don't settle out of fear. You don't choose out of loneliness. You don't accept someone who doesn't align with your vision. You choose from a place of strength, a place of clarity, a place of self-respect, because you've built yourself first. Final message. Solitude doesn't weaken a man. It refines him. It sharpens him. It turns him into someone who moves with purpose, power, and clarity. Not every man will take this path, but the ones who do, they become unstoppable. If you found value in this message, like the video, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs to hear it. Your time alone isn't a setback. It's the beginning of your transformation.